afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. It is the Coffee Company live here, of course, on the Coffee Company and Tottenham on Tour, the world-famous home of Levy Out. We're here. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of June, and it is a lovely 19 degrees centigrade. It's a lovely sunny day. And we have some breaking news today. So Brian has been up since 2 a.m. because he's been like, you know what it's like when you're a kid and Christmas happens and you can't sleep. And little Brian has got his Christmas pajamas on. He's running around all jittery. Can I open my presents? And a present has been opened for him today. Donna Cullen has resigned from the Tottenham Hotspur board, and it is like Christmas, Hanukkah, Easter, and all the best festivities all in one day. But Aki, I don't even need to ask you how you're feeling today. How are you doing?
Well, mate, like I said, I've been up since 2 a.m. My breathing is so much better, but my sleep and energy levels have been taking a battering. Woke up, was wide awake, and then all of a sudden, manna from heaven was delivered. And waking up at 2 a.m. has been totally and utterly worth it. Daniel Levy's first line of defence, first, or as Men in Black say, your first and only line of defence, that domino is down. It is a wonderful day to, first of all, be champion. I'm feeling champion.
We're champions, and we're going to do what we usually do, which we're going to call every single person in the chat a European champion, because that is what you are.
This is big. Let's
see. I have already made my coffee, ready to go. We're going to see who's in the chat to take us through the show. Let's see who's in. We got Kulu's elusive right foot. European champion. We got LNR. I thought it was the LNER. That's the London to Northeastern Railway. Good to see you in the house.
I will say to this one as well. First of all, Kulu's elusive right foot. It's great to see you back in the chat. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. What I will say with this is, she was, if Daniel Levy said jump, she said how high. Anything he was trying to get over, she would be the one that stood in his defence and backed him up.
She's the chief whip. She's the chief whip.
She was majorly involved in Poch's sacking. She was majorly involved in why we didn't go for Poch, whether you wanted him or not, when Ange came in. So there, it's just a glorious day. I'll let you continue.
Let's see who else is in the chat. We have the Spurs diehards. We've got Adrian's at our house. Good to see you, Adrian. European champion. International observer. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. European champion. Scott M's in the house. European champion. Phil P. Woo! Is in the house. European champion. Tweaky. I will be sending you your coffee later, sir. YouTube member, and of course, European champion. John Ratcher, good to see you, buddy. European champion. Craig O'Sullivan, European champion. Ghosted's in the house.
Ghosted.
Spurs, European champion. Lisa Chica, good to see you, European champion. We got Jeep. Just want to hear the news. We don't know, but good to see you, Jeep, European champion.
I will say to Jeep very quickly. I would much rather Vinay and whoever take the awful board members out one by one and get football people in and address the rot that is going on there over Ange Postecoglou. If I had a choice, take the board out one by one, or Saka, I'm sorry, I'm taking the board out one by one. 25 years of this nonsense.
The board are the problem. Ange is a symptom.
Exactly.
But here we go. We have Daniel 90s in the house, European champ. Apparently, the Sane transfer has been hijacked by Arsenal. I've not seen anything. We have It's Me. Good to see you, European champion. Mario's in the house, European champion. Dan Payton, good to see you, buddy.
I will say, Mario, you've probably seen Bingo Bingo is going insane at the moment. They have come out.
Word bingo.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Is she retired? I don't know. I don't care.
Can you go back to this one? Can you go back to this one? Because I do have something to say about this.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do not get about this. Change for Spurs are not taking the credit at all. What they are saying is that with all the protesting that's been going on, whether it's had a minor effect or a major effect, no one will know. No one will know. This has been coming apparently with Donna for ages. And I'll tell you now, for someone that has been protesting for many, 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 many years, taken the brunt of things, been at the front and centre of things, stood outside that club shop with you, Ben, and others, week in, week out for years and years and years, nothing changed. Now, we've changed for Tottenham, who got a major impact via the media and attracted the thousands of people that were going. Can I sit here confidently say if they weren't about, none of this would be happening in any small part? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can. And this is the thing. People want change. And then when change starts happening, what they want to do is lash out at the people trying to make change. It is absolute lunacy that everyone says they want change, and then when change comes, it's like, no, let's rain on their parade. Whether they had a big impact, whether they had a little impact in Donna's decision or what's been happening, change for Tottenham have made a big impact this season on what they have tried to do and stood up and arranged things the correct way to get the attention that many people have wanted. And just because things are happening, everyone wants to rain on their parade. I just don't get. This is why This is why I've taken some time out of YouTube and haven't been on any streams apart from yours, or not even watched any chats, because everyone just wants to absolutely go at everyone. Everyone wants to bitch and moan at everyone. Everyone wants to get personal at everyone. Friends are falling out. People are going, oh, I don't respect you now, blah, 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 blah. People don't even get the humour of when I say things like, oh, my God, give Vinay a statue. He's been here one day and done more than others for a year. People don't get banter. And at the moment, rather than being happy that we've won a major trophy and enjoying this moment that we've all wanted for years and years and years, it is all aimed at anything but. It is absolute lunacy that literally a protest group has been made. They have tried absolutely everything to try and force change and try and get the attention that it needs. Got the attention. Got the banners, been spoken about, not just within Spurs circles, around all media, around the world, but still people want to moan and bitch and change for Tottenham. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Agree with them, don't agree with them. Protest, don't protest. But don't start knocking people that have tried to do something because they want change. It just absolutely blows my mind that people just want to rain on people's parade and just shut people down for anything and everything. It blows my mind. Sorry, Ben, ran over.
Plenty of rants are here to go, Aki. The rants are always good. Rants are always good. We got Lee. We got the DWOs in the house. Good to see you, Rumi. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Hopefully you're well. We have Lee Harvey's in the house saying afternoon. Ben and Brian. Well, is staying or going. Hope you like the video, Brian. We got Lee Harvey, the man, the lawnmower. I'm going to call him Lawnmower Man because he's the man that coined the phrase Pape Sarr, the lawnmower. YouTube member, European champion, all that stuff. Yep. All that. The Beast of Bilbao. The Beast of Bilbao. We got Finn's in the house. Destiny 5 is in the house. I'm not going to bring up that comment just in case we get in trouble because I do acknowledge you, Mr. Destiny 5. We have Richest Man. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Woo! We have Kudos going through. Good to see you. Yes, you are, mate. You support Tottenham. We have Paddy's in the house saying, afternoon, guys. some of the stuff I'm seeing on Twitter about her retiring is bang out of order. She may not be a fan fave, but she's a human. I agree with this. I don't think we should be insulting people, but we should be attacking people's jobs and what they've done as an employee of the football club. And as an employee of the football club, they have done a sickening job. So I do agree.
Like I said, I never get personal. I never call people out. This is the thing. I have put tweets out saying what a glorious day the number one defensive Levy has gone. There you go. This is where we have got. This is where we have got. And this fan base is like no other. Like no other. Even in glory, we can't be happy.
It's an echo of failure, even in glory. In glory, you could have an echo of failure. Who would have thought? Yep. We're good to see you, Paddy. European champion. Stephen Wilson's in the house, European champion. Maybe Donna Cullen was the mole. Maybe she was the mole. Maybe she was the mole. It's possible. We have Jason Bell's in the house, YouTube member, European champion. We have but whether we think that maybe we have Anne Josie's in the house. Good to see her. We have we've done it. Who else have we not said? We've got Graham Hill's in the house, European champion. Archer, YouTube member, European champion. Curly Norman's in the house, European champion. We got Angus, 2nd place in the league and 4th place in Europe. There you go, buddy. There you go. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. We have Terry O'Shea's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm not even acknowledging that account. It's not funny at all. Yep, correct. Absolutely. Fitzy's in the house. Good to see her. Hopefully you're well. Vindaloo. We have Vindaloo with a £5 super chat. Big up, buddy. Hopefully you're well. You're 4th place in Europe and 2nd place in the Premier League. Big up, Ben and Brian. Hope you're well, lads. Just want to remind you, we are a Champions League as well. And yes, I did follow the women's footy. Bye-bye. I love Vindaloo.
He's a top guy. He's a top guy. And if he says he follows it, he follows it. Mate, I've got a lot of time.
We know Vindaloo's talking bollocks, don't we? We know that.
I will say big up to John Fitzpatrick. I didn't see that one there.
But good to see a Fitzy as well. European champion, Tempest Fugit, European champion. A Tarak won, Wembley won finally. Afternoon, boys, some sunny Tywin. I don't know how you say that.
You're in Cosimano country.
You're in Cosimano country. North Wales, all hail, Corello Deville has left the building. Congrats to Arsenal women, done what the men couldn't. Indeed. No, you're not, mate. You don't watch women's football. We have Richard Birds in the house. Hello, fellow European champions. Good to see her. Apparently, the Gooners are hijacking Sane's deal, but we won't know that until he's holding his shirt up. It's a bad move for him to go to Arsenal to sit on the bench because Saka's going to play on the right wing every single week.
Let me just tell you on Buzzword Bingo today, there was a Leroy Sane one. So let me just get my Twitter.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tottenham are able to offer Leroy Sane an indisputable starting place on the right wing. Indisputable.
That's Buzzword Bingo.
Mate, the best one so far have been we're aggressively pushing.
Yeah.
And our interest in in Eze has moved to Amber. That's where we are on Buzzword Bingo.
And we've got Ian Ferguson saying, "Ding dong, Cullen is gone." Indeed, good to see it, Ian. YouTube member, European champion. I do not want Sane. Well, tough. We're getting him tough.
Just a quick one on the board as well. I have to say, apparently, Collicott is on the way out as well.
Yes, apparently.
So that's another one that is on the way out. Listen, Leroy Sane, on his day, is an absolutely outstanding player.
That's why we need him.
Leroy Sane walks into our first team.
Yeah.
Walks into our first team because of the talent we've got. Do I think, listen, we need players of that ilk, of that stature around the football club. Do I think he will be the one? I don't know. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. That's the kind of player with the kind of pedigree that we need to get in. Listen, if the way I look at it and the way I have been looking at it is he will be on big wages and we need to break the wage bill. But I would love to use the wage money to go on people like Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
To go on players that are there. But don't get me wrong, I can see why. Yeah, oh mate, Scott, it was woeful. It was woeful. It looks like the board. We've all heard and we've all wanted a massive shake-up. We've all wanted this massive shake-up. And it's June the 2nd, and there is movement. There is movement. But obviously we're all waiting for the huge news, aren't we? We're all waiting for the huge news.
Obviously, something is happening this week, Brian.
Without doubt.
We've been looking at the weekend, and we've spoken about Donna already, and it's fantastic news. Of course, we can't. Apparently, the news is that Ange Postecoglou, even after winning the Europa League, is still going to lose his job after losing 22 games in the Premier League season. And it looks like Tottenham Hotspur's main target for the job title of head coach is Thomas Frank. Let's talk about this news. It feels bittersweet, doesn't it? I am still someone. One of the things that people always level at us on Tottenham. Firstly, they level at us that we put people to sleep, which is quite funny, really. I probably do put people to. Apparently, we put people to sleep. So to all those people that wish to fall asleep, come to Tottenham on tour. It's a great place to go and fall asleep. But one of the things they always level at us is we're an echo chamber. We are two people that think very differently because we are on opposite sides of the world. I'm only going to speak for me as a match-going fan in this situation. I am delighted that we won the Europa League. We've won a major European trophy. But there's one thing that I cannot ignore. I cannot ignore this. Apparently, Ange has said that he wanted to scrap the Europa League and the league form didn't matter. For someone like me that is now, I've renewed my season tickets. So level all you want. We've renewed all 4 of my season tickets. For someone that is going to all the games of the season, if my manager is throwing half those games and we're spending thousands upon thousands of pounds, and he is deliberately telling his team to not turn up and he doesn't care about them, that is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. I don't care if he's won the Europa League. I'm delighted he's won the Europa League. But every single game to get into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium it's not an easy place to get to and from. It's not an easy place. It's not like it's 5 minutes down the road. It takes you a minimum 3 hours travel. Then you've got to spend all the money on the ticket, the money on the drinks, the money on this, the money on that. You're spending lots of money to go to watch football. For the team to not turn up to all the Premier League home games or any Premier League games at all, as much as I think that he's earned the opportunity to present his project for the next season, you cannot ignore this. For him to dump the season ticket holders and say you basically don't matter and put 2 fingers up at them, if he loses his job, I am not upset. I'm not upset at all. I'm not upset. It's what do you think about this, Aki?
I've got quite a bit to say on this because obviously I've stayed away from everything because like I said, I've wanted to enjoy the moment that I have been craving, demanding, wishing to have. After the Spurs Arsenal game in January, I 100% went Levy Ange out. First manager I ever turned on. The league form is totally and utterly unacceptable. Totally and utterly unacceptable and would need to be addressed. But that man has given me that moment, given us that moment around the world that no other manager has. We have had better managers, better players, better squads, have not been able to get the deal over the line. What I will say with this as well is I am now, like I said, I've gone nuts on Twitter with Levy. I'm back on my Levy out game. We have an owner that sacks the manager at half-time.
Yeah.
That sacks the manager for getting top four. That sacks the manager for getting Europe. That sacks the manager for winning a domestic cup. That sacks the manager, or could potentially be sacking a manager that wins the European Cup. And as I've always said, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Levy will always screw it up. I am in a tough situation right now when we talk about, because obviously I love Thomas Frank. I am a massive, massive admirer of Thomas Frank. And I wanted him before Ange came in. And if Ange was to go, he would be my number one choice. And I will stick to that. From both sides, like Craig said, from both sides, you can have, and this is the thing, I can have this discussion with people rationally, calmly, respectfully, and enjoy the conversation. I understand both parts. I champion, and I'm using that word champion, obviously, us winning trophies. Yes, the league form needs to be better. It needs to be much, much better. Thomas Frank is someone I've watched very, very closely. He is brilliant with the media. He changes his tactics. He's versatile. He adapts. He is always losing his best players. Yeah. Because of the size and stature of the club. He cracks on. He moves on. He has spent £71 million net in the time they have been.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
In the Premier League. And I see people saying, oh, well, Ange beat him twice last year. Okay, so Ange beat him twice last year. But before the season started, everyone said we had a much better squad than Brentford, who had their injuries as well. They finished over 20 points ahead of us. Yeah. And in the top half of the table. So if we had lost the final and Ange had gone, it would make absolutely perfect, total, utter sense. What we have now is a massive powder keg. Because as I said as well, if Ange gets sacked, the fan base go toxic. If Thomas Frank comes in, or another manager that isn't, let's say, a Xavi or whatever, the fans go toxic. Yeah. If we get off to a good or bad start with the new manager or Ange, this place gets toxic. If we have a bad window, this fan base goes toxic. I don't understand. And I think, like I said, loads of people have different views on the manager. I think Thomas Frank is wildly, wildly underrated. And people are going on about how he's not managed in Europe. He's been with a small team. Well, Poch came from Espanyol and had no European pedigree or big team pedigree. Look what he did. You look at people like Eddie Howe. Yes, you can say other managers came in and done terrible. And there's a lot of people obviously saying if Ange gets off to a bad start, and let's not rule it out, there could easily, if Ange is here, be a bad start. But what's to say, and I know the stats and blah, 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 but what's to say this season might be different? Not saying it will, not saying it won't, but we've got to a point where we now look at it. We've got Champions League money. We've got Champions League football. The stadium is there. This is the time to kick on. And as he said, springboard, whereas other teams are doing business, getting deals done. Cunha to Manchester United, who apparently have got no money. In he comes. Deal done. Man U wanted over 5 years. They said no, 2 or 3. Man U come back within the hour. Okay, 2 years, done. Right now, we are at a time where it doesn't matter which way this club goes, it is going to be toxic. It is going to be toxic. But like you, Ben, if he's here, he's here.
Yeah.
If he's not, make the bloody decision.
And make it now.
And make it now so we know what is going on. When people are going, oh, Andrew's going, they're on holiday. I'm sorry, you're in London, I'm in Toronto.
Yeah.
You can speak over the phone. They're non-stop on their phones. Yeah. If you were going to sack him, and it does turn out that you were going to sack him, why didn't you just say before his holiday, thank you for everything, go enjoy your off you go. I mean, obviously it's not nice to say to someone, you're sacked before your holiday, but this isn't like any of us losing our job. He's going to inherit £7 to £8 million.
Yeah.
Plus his Europa League bonus.
Yeah.
And Postecoglou, if he got sacked before his holiday, he's going to sit there and go, oh my God, what am I going to do for money? People are saying there's too much emotion on the decision of how people have changed towards Ange, and that could be right. Don't get me wrong. The way my stance has changed is, yes, it might be on emotion and seeing my nephews crying their eyes out because we've won a trophy, but it's also he's achieved something that managers haven't.
Yeah.
And that's not, so it's whatever way we go with this, we are in for a bumpy ride. I just wish we hear that the club are going to do something this week. Announcement will be made. Well, let's wait and see if it's made and what we do. And what we do. But whatever happens.
It is a very interesting circumstance, because usually you'd say with Thomas Frank to Spurs, usually you'd say it'd be a step up for Thomas Frank. But actually, if you look at it as in a Premier League manager, because Thomas Frank has never managed in Europe because he's managing Brentford, who's a tiny football. I don't want to insult Brentford, because they're a properly run, brilliant community football club. They are a fantastic football club, but their stadium is tiny. They've got a small club. And they're building up. Usually, Thomas Frank to Spurs would be a step up for him. But if you look at it as a Premier League manager, it's actually a step down for him.
Sorry, I'm just having things fall out of the sky. It's because I'm cussing.
God is after you, Daigle. God is after you.
I don't know why that just happened, but carry on, Ben. Sorry about that.
It's actually a step down as a football manager. It's a step down for Thomas Frank, and he is going. And if we look at the project, if you want to continue the youth project, there is no better manager for a youth project than Thomas Frank. Look at the players he's created. Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins, and Burma. There are some, Raya, Ben Rama, Ezra Konsa's a proper player as well. They've got some cracking players have come through that Brentford team because of Thomas Frank. I'm still not sure if it's the right appointment. Every managerial appointment is a risk. It's a massive, massive risk.
Let me just add to this. When you look into what Terry said, and like I said, his net spend over the 5 years, I think it's 5 years now, Brentford have been in the Premier League, 4 or 5 years, is 6 million more than we paid for Solanke.
Yeah.
That's his net spend at Brentford. I understand. I mean, everyone in the chat, and there's 160 of you. Who is your realistic choice if he was to go? These are all. Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to agree. I personally, I've been very public and outright with my love of Frank. I've watched lots of stuff with him where he's been at Brentford, his halftime team talks, his tactician interviews with Sky, his day in the life when Brett Sky went there and spent the day with him on Big Up Barbaric. There are many people. I mean, Stephen Wilson's, but listen, if Eddie Howe, because Inzaghi is linked with Newcastle as well, if Eddie Howe became available, then Spurs should go all out, and be gone. But Michelle, I couldn't agree with you more. He has brought players on. We talk about how Ange hasn't really developed players, and to a point, that is absolutely right. To a point, I can't deny that. Look what Thomas Frank has done.
Yeah,
it's incredible. I think he's wildly underrated. I'm
talking about football, Fox. I'm talking football at the moment, not in terms of the size of the club. I'm talking football-wise. Inzaghi's quality. See, here's the thing: Tottenham Hotspur are desperate to do a youth project. They're desperate for it. It's why they're buying all these 18, 19-year-olds. The worst manager you can bring in for that youth project is Simone Inzaghi. The manager. Pep is a better choice than Simone Inzaghi because he's worked with youth players. The two managers that scream youth project are Eddie Howe, who we're not getting, and Thomas Frank. They're the best. They're the best. Thomas Frank is the perfect manager you need for a youth project. Nah, no way. I don't want to get relegated.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, going back to it, I saw a few people say it. You look at this now. Yes or no answer on this, and obviously this is just spitballing and whatever, but I saw where was it? Who put it up there? It was Ryan. If and again, when this is just spitballing or whatever, if you were told that Ange was staying for another year, and this goes for the people that are Ange out, if Ange was to stay for another year, but that was based on that it will be his final year and Poch comes through the door next summer after the World Cup, are people taking it? Because I'll tell you now, even though I'm not Ange out right now, for me it's a no, not whilst Levy's here. If Levy was to leave and we had new owners, immediately I would welcome Poch back, immediately. But it will just be history repeating itself for me. I just don't. I don't see. I mean, I don't know what other people are thinking. Big up, Fran, darling. I hope you're good. We need basically, if there is to be a new manager, we need a coach. I think it's fairly overdone, isn't it?
Coach. It's a very difficult situation.
Oh, Ronnie, we agree on so much, but I won't agree with you on that.
I think Thomas Frank is who they because I think as much as I'm going to absolutely revel in being European, I think the whole point, the way we won the Europa League last year, I'm not going to call it a fluke because it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a fluke. We beat the teams. We beat every single team we played against in the knockout rounds. It wasn't a fluke in any way, shape, or form. But are we fortunate that the teams we played are beatable teams? Yes. We're slightly fortunate. We could have played better teams and possibly lost. We just don't know. But maybe...
Do you know what makes me laugh about this, Ben, is do you remember so many times in the Premier League when VAR rules changed after a Spurs decision?
It's about time we
bitched and moaned that why does it always change and it's Tottenham, blah, blah, blah. But then when the rules change for the Europa League and we win it, it's, well, we didn't play any decent teams.
We love to move the goalposts, don't we, at Spurs?
Honestly, listen, Rumi, if you get listen, as much as I love Frank, if Xavi or who was the other one he said, Xavi or Inzaghi, then obviously their pedigree and their stock and probably their players they can reach and catch out and attract, will be better, I would imagine, than Frank's. But listen, the club just need to come out, don't they? The club need to come out and say, right, we are sticking with Ange and this is what we're doing. Or I'm not a big fan, Lee, I'm not a big fan of Terzic. I don't know what it is about him. There's just something. Glasner, I think, is fantastic. But I think he's committed to Palace or said he's going nowhere. Whether that happens or not. But this is the thing. Like I said, if Ange is here, if I had a choice, a wholesale change of the board and Ange stays, or Ange goes and the board stays as is right now, I'm picking Ange stays and get rid of the board every single time.
The question is, Aki, are you then risking getting relegated?
I don't think we lose 22 games next season.
We have.
And I will say, the other thing you got to remember, this is the thing. If we get off to a bad start, let's just say first 10 games we lose 4 or 5 or more, he'll be gone. Would that be a waste of a summer? Absolutely. Absolutely. But he may not get off to a bad start. He may not. I'm not saying he's definitely going to get a bad start. But this is the thing as well. What we got to remember is in a couple of weeks, I think literally a couple of weeks, the fixture list comes out. And if we've got a tough start, let's just say the big 6 in the first 10 games, let's say 4 or 5, then it starts again. Oh my God, how could Ange? Could you imagine? Could we imagine? This is this FC. I completely agree with this. But everyone is looking at it on that side. So yeah, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But it just might not. I'm not saying, oh my God, we keep with Ange, we're going to go flying through the season and exceed all expectations. But you've got to. I can see all the cons, but people have got to see there is a glimmer of hope. If a glimmer is not enough, but listen, if people want Ange out, I completely respect their opinion. Am I 100% Ange out? Absolutely not. No. Am I 100% Ange in? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I'm not going to fall out with people over it. I'm not going to.
Oh, for sure. It's only football.
It's literally, if he gets the chance and gets given the chance, he's got an opportunity. He will know firsthand that all eyes are on him. All eyes will be on him. But like I said, it doesn't matter who comes into this football club, whether it be Frank, whether it be Glasner, whether it be Xavi, whether it be, still going to be the same. Still going to be the same. Look at it. The window's open. We were in hot pursuit. As I said, indisputable place on the right wing. Oh, now Arsenal apparently hijacking it.
Yeah.
Guehi, who we put in a real bid of £70 million last day of the deadline day. Now it's talking to Bayern Munich, but we were really interested in him. I think one of it was maintained interest was another one for him. Eze has moved to Amber. His release fee is only for Champions League teams. Well, what are we? Champions League team.
Yeah.
Go money down. Nope. We'll just sit here, twiddle our thumbs. Maros, he didn't reject us in January. We didn't even put a bid in.
No, we didn't.
It's a fake bid because every single time now with football, you go to the player and their agent, get the deal agreed, and then you speak with the club. On deadline day, when a deal like this could take time, and you should do it at the start like other teams do, like Van Dijk did with Liverpool, you go ahead and know that this could take time, but you say, but then we go, oh, we went to Palace first with 70 million, sell to buy. Maris, you reject us now. Sorry, buddy, I misinterpreted. Sorry, buddy.
Also, Gasparini's taken the Roma job. Gasparini has taken the
Roma. Oh, is he going to Roma?
He's gone to Roma, which is bonkers, really, because the man's going to be 68 this year. The man doesn't stop. He doesn't stop.
I will say big up to our brother from Leicester, Wayne Holland, is in the building.
Indeed, big up, Mr.
Always
Holland.
A pleasure to see him.
Always will end up at Man City. I'd love
this
to
have Eze. Like, for instance, let's talk about, obviously, one of the biggest rumours going through right now is that Matthias Tell for £30 million.
It's too much money.
If we hadn't have got Champions League football, and hadn't what I would have understood that transfer. I thought, right, get him in. I know it's another youngster, but right now that £30 million can go towards Champions League players and Champions League wages, because remember, we need Champions League football to attract the players and pay the wages.
This is the problem, Aki. 30 million gets you Leroy Sané, because that's how much his wages are going to cost. I'd rather have Leroy Sané than Tell. No hard feelings, Tell. He did a good job. As much as he tried his best, he's not good enough now. He's not good enough now. I don't want him. I don't want. You can, for that money, for 30 million euros, you can get Leroy Sané, who's a 29-year-old Champions League proven German international, could be a leadership candidate.
Correct.
And competition for Brennan Johnson on that right-hand side, because he can't play all those games. We could be playing up to 60 games this year. We could be playing 60 games this year.
Yep.
We need quality. We need quality and we need depth. I don't think... I don't want Tell. The only reason I would get Tell is if he's cheap, and 30 million is not cheap. I don't want him. I don't...
Well, look at it like
if we're blooded 19-year-olds...
This was the place to go get that money. This was the place to get. That was the place to get that money. But obviously, we have all that. We admire. We're monitoring the situation, registering our interest. Blah 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 blah. Listen, I know it's all ITKs and journalist talk, which makes it so funny. But this is what big clubs do. Man City know they need a major rebuild, because last season I said, well, they'll do it. Manchester United will do it. Chelsea, within 24 hours of winning and being away in Europe, there's Delap through the door. We need a striker. Bang, done. Big up, Dean, brother. It's just another. It is just another clusterfuck. That's what it's. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I think, what is it? I think from what I've heard, the transfer window is open for 10 days now for the Club World Cup. Then it closes for a bit.
Yep.
And then it reopens. That's Joe. What? That's not the best of stats, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Is that? I've just seen that picture. That's the Nacho Slayer. Big up, Mark. I hope you're good, brother.
Big up the Nacho Slayer.
Mark, I don't know where you watched the Europa League, brother, but you would have wished you were at the Scotland Yard. Because mate, this is the thing as well, going back to it, we're bloody champions. We're bloody champions. And I know it's not what everyone wants to hear, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it's not everyone's, my God, it is a monumental achievement in Tottenham's history. It's another European trophy.
Yeah. We
are champions. I absolutely am still buzzing off the fact that we are.
Yeah.
Don't care who we beat, how we got there. How do we get there? I don't know. How do we get there? I don't care. It's what everyone in this chat that has known me and you for long enough, or see me on social media before YouTube, has known it's all I've wanted. Yes, I want league position to be a lot higher than it was. But this is what I remember being a kid seeing and wanting, and going into school after the FA Cup final and seeing kids delighted, like going into. This is what it's about. I'm enjoying Arsenal tears. I'm enjoying Arsenal actually using the Women's Champions League as a reason to say it's a bigger achievement than what we did. I mean, we live in a world where this should be open season for us to have 17 years worth of banter thrown at our faces and go straight back to them and go straight. I will say Nacho Slayer. Where is it? Sorry, I just want to bring Nacho Slayers up. Listen, I said as well, if I got offered tickets to go to Bilbao or watch it at home with my dad and my nephews, there is only one place I would have been, and that would have been with my dad and with my nephews. It's what it's all about. That's another
family, isn't it, Aki?
Oh, completely. It is. It's and like this is the thing. This is the problem we have with this club. This is the problem we have with this club. Champions build. You built Jeff, my good man. It's literally what you need to do. Like we've been when we were challenging for the league. You build from strength. Did we? No. We do have Angus. Do you know what, Angus? You know I'll stand up for you because you ran your mouth, but you stand up and take it. And that's what it's all about. It's what it is all about. And like I said, this is the thing. We always, Toxic, big up to you as well, buddy. We are in a place of strength. By hook or by crook, league-wise, whether you think of manager, blah, blah, we are in a place of strength right now.
Yeah.
And the very fact that we need to take advantage of it, and I highly doubt we will, is the big, big problem. Is a big, big problem. We literally we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. But what can we do, brother? What can we do? What can we do? All we can do now is wait and see what my arch nemesis, public enemy number one.
I really want to find that clip of Bricktop and put your head onto it and say, do
you know what nemesis means?
Do you know what nemesis means?
Yeah, I'm not going to say. I pretty much know that film off by heart. I'm not going to do it because we'll get demonetized. But yeah, listen, like I said, I think I don't Mud FC. Listen, I will. I appreciate, respect, and understand everyone's viewpoint on whoever the manager will be. I personally think Frank is very, very underrated. Do I think right now? And listen, I can't get away from it because I said, and I'll stand by it. Before Ange Postecoglou came in, I wanted him in, and he would be my choice again. But I think after a cup win, this may be a sideways step. Stature-wise, coaching-wise, he is. I think he's a brilliant coach. I think he can really.
I think he's a very kind, humble, like hardworking, and no bullshit. People like to say that Ange has no bullshit. I haven't heard a manager at Tottenham Hotspur talk more bullshit than Ange Postecoglou at some points. With Thomas Frank, he doesn't lie. He gets on with his job. He loses his best players. He gets on with it. He has injuries like he did last season. Gets on with it. He gets on with it. He works with young players. He makes players better. He sets them up to be able to win games of football. Will this be too much for him? We don't know. It's sink or swim, isn't it, Aki? It's either Thomas Frank will get into the job and he will do brilliantly, or he will say, this was too much of a step for me. But he's been a very good manager for Brentford. How long have Brentford been in the Premier League now? 4 years?
I think it's 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. He's done an incredible job at Brentford with the money. With the money he's got, he's done an incredible job. And the players that he's created have been some of the best Premier League players around at the moment are players he has nurtured and brought through the ranks. He could be, if we're continuing the youth development project, Thomas Frank could be an absolute genius for this thing. It's whether Tottenham. It's however you see it. It could be amazing. It could be a disaster.
Carl Walker Peters, Mickey. Is it Mickey, Mikey or Mickey? 100%. Lee, I will very quickly say, Ange management, if he's here, could well make a return. Obviously, we missed it this season due to my health issues and everything.
Yeah. If it's Thomas Frank as the manager, it's going to be let's be frank.
Damn right, we've already got it. Exactly, we're ahead of the game. You see, we're one step ahead. We're one step ahead. It's like I said, again, Frank, I think, and I'm not comparing him to Pochettino, but Pochettino came in, and before Harry Kane scored that deflected goal against Aston Villa, his job was up in the air. And then we know what happened. I'm not saying Thomas Frank is going to be the second coming of Pochettino. I just think that Thomas Frank is not, and it's my personal opinion, I personally think he's underrated. I think we're looking down on him because he's at Brentford. What he's done at that club, and I will say he's got the backing of the owners who are incredible. Brentford, what they do as a club are incredible as a community, whatever. But the only other thing is, which I will say with Frank, is, as we know before, Levy, when it's come to managers like Slot, when it's come to managers like, what's his name, the German guy, I can't remember, the youngster, what's the German manager we were after?
Nagelsmann.
Yeah. And other managers, it's been an issue with the coaching staff and them all coming. I think Frank needs his people. If he comes, it's got to be job lot. Yeah. It's got to be his entire network, not just, okay, you come.
Yeah,
and then go outsource and bring in who you want. I think
anyone that's connected with Thomas Frank and all the people, basically, as much as I don't want to be horrible to Brentford, this is business. You bring in Brentford's entire scouting network. You bring in their entire scouting network. All the people that brought in Burmos, Ollie Watkins, Consers, Tonys. You bring all those people in. Ryers, all those people. You bring them all in, and you say, okay, here was your budget at Brentford. Triple it.
Yep.
Triple it. And you say, this is what you did with this money. I reckon you can do it even better with this money.
Yep. This is the thing. This is the thing. I think what we need to do, whoever, the big up Philly, buddy. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're good.
Philly is absolutely spot on with this comment. When Thomas Frank was desperate for Archie Gray last year, he gave him a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation to Archie Gray and his family. This is when you're going to be playing. This is how you're going to be developing over the years. This is where I'm going to play you first year. This is where I'm going to play you second year. And that's a coach. That's an analytical. This is where I see you go. He looks for the future. He's already developing players, even though he's not signed them. He is a very analytical, thoughtful bloke, and I think he could be brilliant. Yes, he does.
I have to say as well with Todd Frank, just looking at the last couple of seasons, he lost David Raya, and he lost him right at the death of the window.
Yeah.
They already have Flecken in. Flecken looks like he's going. They've already agreed terms and gone and got the league champions number 2 in, who I think is an exceptional goalkeeper in Kelleher. But when they lost Tony this season, so many people were like, that's it, Brentford are done. Brentford are done. They were, I saw a stat the other day.
Big up holes.
I saw a stat the other day that they, along with Barcelona and Bayern Munich, are the only teams to have their forwards, all 3 of them, on over 10 league goals and assists. Or maybe not assists, but all of them over 10 league goals. And that's after losing Ivan Toney. So what he's had to deal with, I'll big up Holly Darling. This is the thing. He has continuously had to lose key players.
Yep.
And then they've had to go and replace them or utilise the players they've got. And you've got to remember, let's say, I think Brentford's main aim straight away is to stay in the Premier League. That's number 1 for them. Bread and butter, stay in the league. But they did incredible this season.
Yeah.
Incredible. And like I said, people say that
as well, okay, with injuries.
Yeah.
With injuries. So I know we love to use these the excuse malarkey. Brentford had injuries and they still finished 20 points above us.
That's the thing. That's the thing, Ben. I'm just looking at the Premier League table now. So they finished 7 places ahead of us.
Yep.
And what's that? 12, 6, 18 points ahead of us. But we have people going, yeah, but Ange's done the double over him. Okay, would I rather do the double over Arsenal or finish 18 points ahead of them? I'd rather finish 18 points ahead of them.
Damn right.
So, like I said, I won't waver from if there is. Listen, if he's there, Ange Postecoglou. I'm not going to be calling for his head any longer. I just don't. Me personally, it don't sit right with me. Other people want to, absolutely fine. That's personal preference.
I said this in Jesse's chat that Leeds might want Richarlison. I think he'd be a very good signing for them. We've got a comment from Holly. And we're going to bring up Holly's comment because we love Holly. Holly's great.
Yep.
Not sure how I think about Thomas Frank, but I also know that Ange can't. You're spot on, Holly. You're absolutely spot on. You're spot on with what you're saying. We can't do that. We cannot have them. We can't have a statin season where we need blood pressure pills. We can't have it. We can't have it. We can't have.
The other thing you've got to look at
every single game of football out here. We can't have it that Spurs fans go into games. No, they're not going to win today. We can't have that in that shiny stadium. We can't have it.
Well, the other thing as well you've got to look at is everyone is waiting to hear the news confirmed that Paratici is back.
Yep.
Everyone waxes lyrical about the players that he can attract. And it's right. He's had a few duds, but he has got the reputation to get them. Now, if Paratici comes in and he gets the players in that Paratici wants, there could be some real quality there. Yeah. There could also not be, but if everyone wants everyone wants Paratici and thinks Paratici's going to change things, well, surely Paratici might be able to get the players in that will improve the system or the players and the Again, we don't know. We don't know, but I would feel a lot more confident going in with Postecoglou with Paratici than I would with Lange having a summer.
Yeah.
So, again, listen, this could blow up in my face, like Stella said. It could blow up in my face.
It's the beauty of football, isn't it? It's the beauty of football.
Exactly.
Beauty of football. We're going to go for another 10 minutes for people, but thank you everyone for being really This is the chat we love. We love the Tottenham on Tour Coffee Company chat because it is just chill. It's chill. There's no one being nasty. We're having a good time. But one thing we are going to ask you, because it's sort of a bit of taxation. There are 192 of you watching, and I would really appreciate it if people in the chat can go and like and subscribe to both Tottenham on Tour and, of course, the Coffee Company as well. We're trying to grow both our channels at the same time. We're on the off season, and we're not going to beg for subs the entire time. So if it's possible, if the 190 of you, if you are new here, go and subscribe to both the channels. It really helps us out. If one of my moderators or one of the moderators can put the links of both channels in the chat, that would be really helpful. And yeah, it's great. Let's all support each other, and we're here to have a good time. We're here to have a good time, have a good chat, and have a good laugh. And that's what. By the way,
I will be doing some stuff with Mr. O'Sullivan, and also this man that's just dropped something up. I love speaking with Terry O'Shea is a diamond. Everyone should follow him on Twitter. Top man. Not sure if Paratici has been confirmed yet. He's going through another civil case that started 2 weeks ago to doing more stuff that went on at Juventus. Well, if that doesn't happen, then it's another wasted summer or whatever progression talking about him after the Milan deal fell through. If they were going to go a different way and this was it, then you act accordingly. But we'll just drag it on. But if it was to be Paratici, you would think, and apparently he's doing stuff behind the scenes like he has been the whole time, you would think that he will be able to attract a better player for Ange Postecoglou, if it's him, than what Johan Lange can. For now, for the players right now, not, okay, you know what we're doing at the moment? I've been using this tagline. Tottenham Hotspur for years and years and years have always been building the team for tomorrow, not today. And unfortunately, the way we go, tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. Yes, we've won the Europa League, fantastic. But every single summer and every single day we're told, yeah, do you know what? In 2 years, 3 years, this team's going to be amazing. 2 years, 3 years, this team's going to be amazing. And whilst we're doing that for every 2-3 years, it's going to be amazing. The big boys and the people trying to compete and be amongst the big boys are building for today. And we just carry on building for tomorrow.
How are we going to end the show, Brian? We've gone past our hour. What are we going to talk about last?
Whatever you want to, brother. Or what we can do is thank everyone for joining the show. It's been great numbers and we haven't been about for ages. I know I keep saying we're going to be back more regular. I am going to try and do more nighttime, Toronto time, things like 8, 9, 10 my time. I know it's going to be very early in the morning for people back home. And I am going to get more active now that things are clearing up in my health, apart from my energy levels. I know we keep stopping and starting, but all the support we get on both channels is fantastic. We're only a small channel. We'd love to get to a big channel. We'd love to be able to put out loads more content. But the most important thing is this community that we have within the coffee company and Tottenham on Tour. And everyone that has joined the chat today is a member or a subscriber or whatever. Just thank you. Thank you for bearing with us whilst we are off the scene. And listen, whether we like it or not, Wicked, if you're coming, reach out to me. But like I said, it's all about our love for Tottenham Hotspur. And just thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. But on that note, we are going to end the show there. But we will be back tomorrow on the Coffee Company, hopefully tomorrow at 2 p.m. if there is something that comes up. If we come up tomorrow, I will let you know. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, and
I'm going to say one more thing before I do my normal thing. I will say, if any breaking news does break, Ange Postecoglou, transfers, whatever, we will be live, but we'll do it later because everyone will be going absolutely nuts and every channel will be active. We will cover everything that happens. It just might not be instantly. Yeah. Let's go. Why do I try and big words up? But I will say to everyone, like I said, it's been a pleasure speaking with you all again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ding dong, Donna's gone. And as always, Levy out.
And thank you all so much for watching. And of course, ciao for now.
Tottenham Tour.